Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. We are talking Nvidia exclusively in this Nvidia special for the next half an hour before we switch over to Jerome Powell and the Fed report. Will we get rate cuts? Well, will we get a dovish or hawkish Fed? We'll find out very shortly. I'm going to cover it live, but right now we're talking Nvidia, and I've been talking to people all day, messaging people, and the long and short of it, to give you a little bit of a spoiler, is if you are a trader, you're in and out all over the place. 95% of you day traders will lose money. If you are an investor, I cannot find anyone who doesn't think it's a good buy. Everyone who's an investor with a 2, 3, even just 4 months, but minimum 2 timeline is absolutely, it's a buy. However, a lot of Wall Street managers, hedge funds, and so on and so forth, they have to work on different principles. They've got a trade. They can't hold in things. Whole different set of rules for them. You, an investor, for me, an investor, absolutely a buy. Except I've been buying it, of course, through the S&P, which is the best value, because when I buy the S&P and the certain stocks like Nvidia and Apple are oversold, are down so much, they're already on a major discount. Some say another 10%, but that is very, very few and far between. Analysts, not many people think that, and I can afford it to go down another 10%, but you cannot time the market. You don't know when it's going to bounce, but it is going to bounce, and I've got you all the information right now. So here we go. First of all, the market is primed to explode because everything is oversold now in the tech sector. We've seen how the banks have outperformed. They've done well. The overall economy is good. We've seen retail spending coming in today, good. We've seen PPI excellent, in fact, CPI good, all these things. The Japan deal is coming later on today, possibly. That will be a major catalyst. Once that happens, you've got another 10%. Remember I said we can have a 10% rally, a 60 grand day for me, because I'll be up 20%, in fact more like 23% with margin. So it's over a 60 grand day. It's coming. It's just a matter of time. So I'm quite happy to wait and buy these dips. Nvidia pump is coming, 100% it is coming. Banks outperforming. Piper Sandler giving a $150 target. Now, my price target is still $200 within 12 months. Piper Sandler are being very much more conservative and being lot more safe, and they have to be for their clients. 150. Well, we're 103. So even 150 is fantastic from here. And the recession, if we are going to a recession, we may already be in a recession. And we all know if we do go into a recession, or we are in a recession, what does that mean? That is the bottom. Absolutely. So, you know, you're there. It's just a matter of time. Long-term investors don't mind waiting. So let me give you all the headlines as well. We're going to cover all this. We've only got about half an hour, and then we go straight into the Fed report. So let me give you all the highlights, first of all, before we go into the details. So please tap the like button. And consider subscribing as well. But great if you could subscribe. Let's get everyone tapping the like button. You've just come on in, tap the like button. It will share it out to more people. More people will learn about Nvidia, and it is a good story today. So tap out the like. That would be absolutely fantastic. Right, number one. Here we go. Retail sales benefited from consumer stocking up ahead of tariff-induced price hikes. However, a slowdown then would get a rate cut. Rate cuts, we're talking about rate cuts in a few minutes with Jerome Powell live on the show. This is the event. We're going to cover it live. I've got this to share with you. I'm just showing you a few things here I've got already lined up. I've lost my screen. Where's my screen gone? Oh, God, I'm all over the place. There we go. Fed Live. That's the Fed Live in just a few minutes from now. Sorry about that. I'm all over the place. Okay, I've got full analysis prepared for you here. Full analysis on Nvidia. Why I say it's a hold from the unsentimental, unromantic quant, the AI software. Yes, people are in and out with emotions, but the numbers hold. All right, and if you're not in, buy. All right, okay. Nvidia H20 ban could have a silver lining. There you go. No one's talking about that, but I'm talking about it. Nvidia H20 restrictions is clear shot across the bow from Trump to China. And we're going to talk about that as well. So all of that is coming up in this live show. Only half an hour, and then we're straight into the Fed report. Okay, so let me start by just showing you across the board the heat map. As you can see, now this is why it's so important to be investing in the S&P. For me, it's VU. It's far more efficient than SPY. You can see we've got sectors that are green and we've got sectors that are flat, but all the money that's down is on the major tech. So the overall index is on sale right now, because when you buy, let's imagine you put $100 into the S&P 500, 6 or so percent goes to Apple, and 5 or so, 3/4% goes to Nvidia. They are down the most, so you're buying the most of those when they're down. Now the banks and other things are doing well. You can see some of the green stocks there. They're all doing okay. We've got the banks outperforming. Your money isn't going much into them. It's going on the stocks that are down. Always important that. Always to mention, when you buy the S&P, you are buying, or the NASDAQ. I wouldn't go as far as the NASDAQ. That's too aggressive in tech. We want to be in finance. We want to be in healthcare. We want to be in we want to be in energy more than is on the NASDAQ. So you're getting a discount, a bigger discount on with the right balance on Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Avgo. These are all going to rebound. Nvidia particularly. So I just wanted to show you that. I thought that was quite important. Right. It's all about China. It's all about China, and we're going to get some details today. As soon as we get Japan done, I've just found out, just before I came on air, that China is reaching out today to the United States. All we need is Trump to tweet. They've reached out to him, and we've got the market up 10%. All right, so it's a matter of time. China's first quarter GDP tops estimates. Now this is important. We want China to do well. People go, well, wouldn't it be great if China failed or went bankrupt? Absolutely not. We want all economies to be strong, all economies to grow. This is good. China's first quarter GDP tops estimates at 5.4 as growth momentum continues amid tariff fears. This is what we want to hear. Let me clear my screen here to give you a bit more on the screen. So let me go over to this position. Might get a bit small, but hopefully you can still read it. The first quarter GDP topped Reuters poll expectations for a 5.1% growth year on year, building on a recovery that began in late 2024 thanks to a broad policy stimulus push. You may remember that. Retail sales in March rose by 5.9 year on year, sharply beating analysis estimates of 4.2. Industrial output expanded by 7.7 from a year earlier versus medium estimates of 5.8. Very, very good news. We want China to do well. This is what we're talking about today. China, the restrictions on Nvidia and so on. China's economy expanded by a better than expected 5.4% in the first quarter, maintaining a strong momentum. Even US tariff threats prompt major investments banks to slash the country's annual growth outlook. The first quarter GDP topped Reuters poll expectations for a 5.1 growth year on year, building on a recovery that began in late 2024. So you wouldn't think about this right now. When you look at it, you think the overall markets are down, but you've got to stand back. It's so important to stand back and go, hang on, from where we were in 2024, things are recovering. And if you're waiting for the bottom, you're going to miss it. We may already be there. I think we are. It's why I'm buying heavily. The first quarter GDP topped Reuters poll expectations for a 5.1 growth year on year, building on a recovery that began in 24 thanks to a broad policy stimulus push. Retail sales in March rose by 5.9% year on year, sharply beating analysis estimates for a 4.2 growth. Industrial output expanded by 7.7 from a year earlier versus medium estimates of 5.8%. Fixed asset income investment grew 4.2 in the first quarter against estimates of a 4.1 increase in a Reuters poll. The Chinese leadership has set an ambitious annual growth growth target of around 5% this year, a goal seen harder to achieve given the prospectus of an escaling trade war and persistently lackluster domestic consumption. The tit-for-tat tariff war with the US has brought total levies imposed by US President Donald Trump on Chinese goods to 145%, drawing retaliation from Beijing to raise levies on the US goods to 125%. Such levels of import duties are expected to dent China's exports and knock several percentage points off the economy's expansion this year. Okay. Let me now move on to Nvidia and how all this impacts Nvidia. If you've just tuned in, I would like to ask you, tap the like button. Tap the like button. This will share it out to more people. And once we get to 100, it will suggest out the video. And in fact, I'd like to say this. If you tap the like button, not for me, but the little fellas. There we go. Tap the like button and it makes the little fellas smile there. Isn't that better? Don't you all feel good now? There you go. There's the little fellas. We've not seen the little fellas for a while, but they're back. All right, let's move on. Tap the like button and get involved. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be great as well. So as I said, the market is about to explode. Japan deal is coming maybe today. Nvidia pump is coming. Banks are all outperforming. CPI, PPI, everything's looking good. Retail sales was up today. We've got a target of 150 from Piper Sandler. That's kind of the average, minus 200. And the recession is the bottom if we are already in a recession. Right, let's go over to more details on Nvidia. Nvidia's H20 restriction is clear shot across the bow from Trump. Why do I keep saying that? From Trump, I'm like mixing the two words. From Trump to China. All right, here we go. Nvidia needing an indefinite license to export and essentially being blocked, selling its H20 GPU to China is a clear shot across the bow from President Trump to China in the ongoing trade war. Shares fell 6.3% in market trading. Now, if you've not been following the stock market for more than 5 minutes, you will know that the markets always overreact. Always overreact. Let me just get my face on the app here. The markets always overreact. It's never not been the case. They oversell, they overbuy, because Wall Street are traders, not investors. And every CEO I'm speaking to, and every hedge fund manager I'm speaking to, and everyone who works at Wall Street are all saying the same thing. If you are 2, 3, 4 months out, it's a buying opportunity for investors. That's no time at all in the scheme of things. But traders, very different. They're putting out scares all over the place about in and out and all the rest of it. All you got to do is hold on a couple of months and buy these dips, and you're going to be absolutely golden, and you're going to build a lifetime position that you'll never look back on. Shares fell 6.3% in pre-market, way more than necessary. This is just the beginning of what is going to be a long and drawn-out process between US and China. With 145% reciprocal tariffs now in place, it's not going to be a long, drawn-out case at all. China today, just before I came on air, have reached out to Donald Trump. As soon as he tweets about that, I guarantee you the stock will go up 5%, just a matter of time. And the street market now waiting for any signs of tea leaves for some negotiations to kick off. Well, I've just given you tea leaves. It's already happening. Wedbush Securities analyst wrote in a note to clients, "We do believe that the Nvidia poker move puts pressure on Beijing as they know well there is one chip in the world fueling the AI revolution, and that's Nvidia." Yes, so why the hell are you selling it? You should be buying it on the dip. That's what I'm doing. The street waits for the next poker move. Well, since this was written, I'm giving you the next poker move. I'm telling you that China have already reached out to Trump. Morgan Stanley analyst Joseph Moore said that even though he expected the H20 to be restricted, the effective immediately nature of the curve is a bit more disruptive than expected. We are not surprised there are limits to H20, but immediate restrictions with 3 weeks to go in the quarter and the large inventory write-down are likely to show some disruption, Moore wrote in a note to clients. Now, This is important because most of the H20 chips to China have already been allocated and priced in, so it won't be as bad in the earnings as everyone's expecting. Yes, there might be a slight 5% drawdown, but essentially it's going to be fine. And so far, the earnings have all been good, and we're expecting a decent earnings for Nvidia. At these prices, it's oversold. 100%, no question about it. You're missing the boat by trying to time the market. The disclosure comes as China replaced its previous trade negotiator, Wang Xuan, with Li Shishang, I hope I pronounced that correctly, a former assistant commerce minister during the first Trump administration. They've reached out to Trump. I can report that happened just before I came on air. There had been expectations that Nvidia was likely to see restrictions on the H20 GPU, despite some reports indicating otherwise, especially if Nvidia were to up its financial support for the US on Monday. Nvidia announced it would manufacture and test its chips in the US, resulting in $500 billion of investments over the next 4 years. Good news indeed. I've got some silver lining as well in a moment. While the financial fallout is relatively small, with Nvidia taking a $5.5 billion charge during the upcoming quarter, it essentially has put a do not enter sign in front of China for Nvidia with a restriction. So that'll bring China to the table, which is why they've reached out today. So anyone selling this today is not an investor of Nvidia. They should never been in Nvidia. They don't know what they own. They're selling it out. They try and buy it back, blah, blah, blah. I just keep buying. Thank you very much. I'll buy all the shares at this rate. While the Nvidia news is concerning, it's not a shock as we are in the middle of a trade war between the US and China and expect more punches thrown by both sides before cooler heads prevail and negotiations in some form can begin to play out over the coming weeks, not months, maybe days. You're going to miss the very right to buy a stock under value. Crazy, right? Okay, let's move on. I've got this. Silver lining. What about this? Now, so far, have you all tapped the like button? No. Absolutely rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. So I'm not going to tell you what the silver lining is until we've had some fun. All right. You asked for it. You asked for it. I was hoping you'd tap the like button by yourself, but no. You need waking up. There's 348 people watching, and it's important. This is important news, so let's get to it. 100 likes. I'll go back to the silver lining of why this is good. Here we go. Tap the like button. Let's go. Wake up, people. Wake up. Where have you been? I was up all night buying the dips, and I was right to do so. It's above that level. Hasn't gone below it. Tap the like button. 100 likes. 100 likes in 10 seconds. There are 349 watching, as you can see here. 349. We've got 8 likes. We're going to get 100 in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And then we'll carry on. 108, that's more like it. Wakey people, wakey people, here we go. Thank you much indeed. All right, thank you so much indeed. You've got to make sure that you get involved. We want action people here. Now we're going up. Now everybody's waking up. Oh my God, it takes a little bit to get you all going, doesn't it? Anyway, let's get back to the silver lining. And I'm going to say, just because you were so nice, we will bring in the little ladies. The little ladies appreciated you tapping the like button. There they are. Oh, the little ladies are in the house. There you go. Not for me, but for the little ladies, make sure that you've tapped the like button. I'm loving it. All right, let's carry on. So what is our silver lining? Well, many analysts believe that Nvidia needing an indefinite license to export and essentially being blocked to sell its H20 GPUs to China is a negative for the Jensen Huang-led company. UBS said it could come with a silver lining. And here it comes. This is just out No one's paying attention. Shares fell approximately 6% in pre-market trading, way beyond what they should have done. Anyway, there you go. That's traders. That's Wall Street for you. Next minute, the contributors on CNBC were telling us, "Oh, you should be buying Nvidia." Oh yeah, well, you just sold out 5 minutes ago. No, I never sell. I just keep buying at the right time, keep adding at the right time, and that's why I'm up again today from where I bought this morning at 1 and 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. While clearly reducing Nvidia's ability to beat and raise, this may be a clearing event for the stock. If in exchange for committing to build 500 billion of AI infrastructure in the US over the next 4 years, Nvidia used this as concession to effectively kill the AI diffusion rule. Analyst Timothy Arcuri wrote in a note to clients. Earlier this week, a group of Republican senators called on the Trump administration to get rid of the AI diffusion rule, which was designed to limit the spread of advanced AI technology outside the US, on the grounds that it could impact the US's leadership in artificial intelligence. Arcuri, who kept his buy rating and 185 price target on Nvidia. So Piper Sandler, 150, I showed you that. This is 185, just showing you the difference that Piper Sandler was 150. I'm 200, by the way. 185, we're 103. So it's virtually 100%, increase. Crazy, really. Said completely taking out H20 related revenue would have a 0.20 cents impact to the company. In addition, the 5.5 billion write-down that Nvidia took is probably comprised of inventory, and the rest is purchase commitments and related reserves. Assuming 4 billion in inventory, that would account for roughly 13 billion in revenue, which Arcuri said is clearly a significant number. However, it's unclear how much Nvidia can make up elsewhere, though it is important to note the company did not negatively pre-announce its fiscal first quarter results and has been adamant that demand is outstripping supply for the rest of 2025. So, not all bad news. I'm going to come to another story here. In fact, this is my analysis. How much time have I got? I've only got another 15 minutes because we're going to go to Fed Jerome Powell. Going to get rate cuts. We'll find out. Dovish, hawkish, all that stuff. So just before I end, I hope you've all tapped the like button one final time and consider subscribing. We've moved a lot today. I thought you might like to see this. Our Lucasades like to follow our progress. 77,103. Thank you so much indeed for your support to the channel. We were only 77,000 yesterday. All right, okay, up from 75,000 just 2 days ago. So let me do my analysis here for you. I prepared this for you. Forward PE, 24 times earnings. Well, the S&P until the collapse in January with tariffs was, April with the tariffs, was 27 times earnings on the S&P. The leader, or just behind Apple on the S&P, is Nvidia, 24 times earnings. Now, this was done, I want to be clear, this was done on April the 15th, just yesterday. So it's a very up-to-date analysis I've got for you here. So it's very current and all the rest of it. Let me just get rid of that. Oh, hang on a minute. Where did it go? That's better. Let me zoom in again. Okay, 24.78 earnings. Now, if you want my software that I'm able to put together these reports for you, there is Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread. I know the CEO of Alpha Spread and Seeking Alpha. Sorry, Yes, Alpha Spread. Seeking Alpha, you get a free trial discounts. There's the link in the chat, also below in the description of the video. Okay, so let's have a look at it. 24 times earnings. We don't need to read the company description. If you want to pause at this point, you can now pause it and read it. Okay, you got it? Okay. What about the competitive unique value? All right. Now then, I'm not going to cover this either. I did this a couple of days ago, so pause it. Okay, move on. I've already done that for you. But what I want to show you is this. This is important because this has just been done, right? The company showcasing outstanding growth and profitability, but its valuation remains notably high, $103. Well, this was done yesterday, and we've dropped 8% since yesterday. Okay, so this is massively improved from yesterday. So just bear that in mind. First of all, valuation. Nvidia's valuation is challenging with its metrics like price to sales at 21 and price book at 34, a significantly higher than sector mediums of 3 and 3 respectively. You will pay a premium for this because it's a quality stock, but it's down 8% or so than yesterday. So just bear that in mind. This indicates a very expensive stock compared to its peers. But again, down 8% today. Should it be this? Should it be down at this level? No, it shouldn't. Growth. Nvidia exhibits remarkable growth with revenue growth year on year, 114%, vastly outpacing the sector's 5%. This highlights Nvidia's impressive expansion and strong business performance. Profitability. Nvidia boasts exceptional profitability with a net income margin of 56%, surpassing the sector's 4%. So you can now see where the valuation can afford to be expensive. This underscores the company's efficiency in converting sales into profits. Momentum. Nvidia's momentum is moderate with a one-year price performance of 26%, contrasting to the sector's decline of 14%. So you can see that as well. That suggests a relatively stable investment sentiment. This was before the 8% drop today. Revisions. Recent earnings estimates are encouraging with a 38 upward revisions in the past 3 months versus 10 downward. This indicates an analyst's optimism about Nvidia's future earnings potential. Now that hasn't changed really, like I've explained at the beginning of the video, a minimal impact, and you've got an 8% overreaction from Wall Street. Hence, it's a good investment in my book, which is why I bought the S&P today, which is the best way, in my opinion, to buy it. Nvidia's fundamental and technical indicators are aligned for long-term growth with a projected rally towards $300, driven by the thriving AI market. Nvidia's recent tariff exemption and strong balance sheet position, it will lead to it will have to navigate potential recession scenarios and maintain growth momentum. And I think that'll do on that. I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover on that. Nothing has changed there. We know about retail sales. I covered that on the previous live stream, and nothing new there for the minute. Right. Okay. So just to recap, in my opinion, Nvidia is a great buy. Was it better at $84? Well, of course it was a few days ago. But this is a minor impact looking forward in a 3 to 4 months, even 2 months actually, outlook. So if you're trying to trade it, good luck with that, because it's trading like a meme stock up and down. I wouldn't even bother. If you can't own a stock more than 5 minutes, why even buy it? In fact, the way I look at it is this: I don't buy any business that I can't own forever. Otherwise, why would I buy it? I buy businesses to own, and I bought this through the S&P to own. I've got $340,000 now invested. I'm not making that up. I will share it with you on the screen. That might have changed recently. Let me have a quick look. Okay, 300, 304, 334, 338, 339. There we go. 340. Yes, I was right. $340,000 invested. A big chunk of that is, of course, Nvidia. And I'll tell you exactly how big that is. So we do a little calculation. Let's have a look down here. Go on to VU. $340,000. Top 10 holdings. Top 10 holdings, Nvidia. Okay. Right. 340, 5.87. Let's do this. 340,000 times 5.87%. I own $19,958 of Nvidia. I think everybody would agree that is fairly bullish. And I'm very, very happy with that. So that's how much I've got invested with Nvidia, and it's going to double. So my 20 grand is going to turn to 40 grand. Thank you very much indeed. I don't doubt that for a heartbeat. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bought, would I? And I wouldn't have used all my cash and all my margin to do so either. All right, so there you go. There's my thoughts on Nvidia. I hope you found this useful. I hope it calms your nerves a little bit. But overall, I think if you look at the analysis, the overreaction, my explanation of talking to people, CEOs, hedge fund managers, Wall Street managers, contributors, I speak to them all on my X and Instagram. If you want any of those links, there's X, there's my Instagram. If you want the access to Discord, where we provide trading videos exclusively and only available on Discord Premium. It's a couple of bucks a month and you can get all of that. So you might want to look into that and so on and so forth. And there you go. There's all the links for you. All right. Okay. We're now going to go over to Jerome Powell. He talks in just a few minutes' time. I'm going to cover it live. Are we going to get rate cuts? Well, we're going to find out. I'm going to be there in just a couple of moments. If you join me there, the link is in the pin to the top. I'll also give you the link here. This is the event where we're going right now. Okay. Let me click on this one here. Right. We've already got, wow, we've got 26 people already waiting for an event that starts in 10 minutes. That's amazing. Right, so there you go. There is the link in the chat. It will automatically take you there. Let me just double check. So this is where we are right now. Nvidia crisis, which is no crisis to me. Yep, there's the event. We're going directly to that in just a couple of seconds. So there you go. That's it. So I'll give you all the links now. Above my head, if you're watching later, down below in the description, you'll see all the links to Alpha Spread Seeking Alpha, my Discord, and everything else. But we're now going to go over to Fed Jerome Powell. And we're not going to go to the extra channel. We're going to go straight there right now. This is coming up next in just a couple of moments' time. We're getting ready for the next event. This will be big. And I'm very excited of what Jerome Powell's going to say. This will set the tone. That's why we're going up and down and sideways today. Where are we going to end up? Above my head, down here, over here, and over here once it gets processed later. So join me now as we go over. It'll take you automatically. Click on the link. Let's go and listen to Jerome Powell. Get ready. Will we get rate cuts? Will they be dovish? Will they be hawkish? What's going to happen? We're about to find out. There was Nvidia. No crisis. Silver lining. I'm happy. I'm buying. But I'm an owner of a business, not a trader. Take care of yourselves and each other.